Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. I posted a video a minute ago, and I was talking about Russia's art of war, which is they react, they don't act most of the time, which means they are trying to see how the enemies are disclosing their positions and their tactics, and then they adjust according to their positions. This happened in many instances so far where, and I'm not talking only militarily, I'm talking about in diplomacy as well. If you remember the embassy, being kicked out, the personnel of Russian embassy kicked out from United States or from European countries and so on. Russia did the same thing, a symmetrical kick out of these guys out, and that's what they do. That's one example that the same. And when the Western countries they barred some Russian media outlets for various reasons. The same the Russians did. It was like never not never, I don't want to say never, but most of the time is the Russians react proportionally to what the other guys do to them. In this case, we have the mass media. If you remember, about a month ago, almost a month ago, it was I think in the 11th or something like this of June. Uh, the correspondents of foreign media in Russia were invited to a meeting where they were informed that if their countries where they are from continue to, in Russians' eyes, discriminate and ban their Russian stations over there, then they will retaliate against their foreign media outlets in Russia. Well, here is the retaliation. This article comes from Reuters on June 30th, 2022, and this is the title. Russian Duma passes law on retaliation against foreign media. Okay, well, Duma is the parliament. So those are the elected officials, the representatives, like United States, you have the representatives that you elected. They represent you, they make laws. That's what they do, they pass laws with a Senate, with the whole process, and so on, where it initiates it, it goes back and forth, and so on between the legislative branch, goes to the president, and then goes to the Supreme Court and goes back and forth. So the same thing here, if we are to believe that they have a democratic system, and I don't have any reasons not to believe so because. As of now, they still vote, like they vote here too. But we'd like to say that there's no democracy over there, but only here. Yeah, you know how that works. So Russia's top prosecutor will be empowered to shut down media from countries that ban or restrict Russian news organizations under a law passed by the lower house of parliament on Thursday. The bill, following bans by some Western governments of Russian media they regard as mouthpiece for blah 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 Vladimir Putin and cheerleaders for the war in Ukraine, create a legal basis for Moscow to retaliate against the media of any countries that restrict the activity of Russian journalists, which are mouthpiece of those governments that they do it in. Here, no, it doesn't work that way. No, so it's always these are bad, always those are good. Why? I don't know. Facts don't point out to these conclusions, but whatever. Under the bill, such media will lose their accreditation and be banned from operating in Russia or distributing content there. These measures will be only lifted when the country in question allows Russian media to work without restrictions. If you propagandize our citizens, then we have the same right to propagandize your citizens. Or, oh, only we propagandize yours, but you didn't propagandize ours. Oh, okay, because you're the free media. You just self-appointed yourself this name tag, free media, free press, free world. Long time ago, or maybe never. All right, this law is very important. We are creating an instrument for symmetrical response measures in the event of liquidation of our media abroad, said lawmaker Sergei Buyarsky, the bill's co-author. The move by the lower house, the State Duma, follows threats by Russia to strip U.S. news organizations of their accreditation in retaliation for alleged harassment of Russian reported in the United States and the withdrawal of broadcasting licenses for Russia channels there. Is that alleged that Russian channels had their licenses removed, withdrawn? Is that alleged? And how do you call that? Good thing, because those guys were the bad dudes, spreading misinformation, right? Yes. Okay, let's move on. The law, which must be reviewed by the upper house and signed by Putin, gives the prosecutor general the right to suspend the accreditation or broadcasting license of foreign media accused of disseminating inaccurate information about the Russian armed forces, end quote. All right. The prosecutor will also be able to block websites for repeated dissemination of false information, end quote, with blocks to be immediately enforced by internet providers. Well, they learned from us, if you want to call it this way, or at least not from us, from these guys who infringe our freedom of speech, because here is the same, now is Russia, but we, the citizens, if we say certain things, immediately you are stonewalled by this free mass media, and the attempts to be cancelled start. Look at what happens with what's his name, Clarence Thomas, or whatever his name is, the Chief Justice in the Supreme Court Justice. He's an African American, black, Supreme Court Justice, and he's stonewalled right now. He's called all kind of names. He's trying to be intimidated, and this because of the decision that the entire Supreme Court participated. Not only this guy, and he's now stonewalled. It's just it's hushed. And the thing is this: it's not the strong who does this. It's the weak, but by number and by positions, they can do this, because these weasels in the mass media, they're not strong. They're weasels. They're weasels. That's what they are. Just talk to them and see. They're weasels. But they have that position and still have kind of monopoly on information and news that we get. There are some sites, like right now, for instance, I can talk about certain things, but if I tell you my assessment of something that some news outlets or platforms disagree with, they will just, retaliate. Why? Because you have to hear only a certain kind of version. The other one, you either self-censor yourself, you censor yourself, or they will shut you down because they don't let alternative opinions. Certain subjects that are important, actually. But the thing is, they call this kind of things, your assessments, as misinformation, disinformation, this. And the other ones, even if they're proven that being really misinformation, disinformation, they're still going around with it. So don't tell me about, alleged harassment and alleged this and propaganda that. I live it here in the free world with a free mass media, with a leader of the free world as well. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.